Hey everybody. I'm here with Matt and Ollie from Forest. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad.
How are you?
I'm good. I want to say thanks to you guys for coming on to the latest episode of Quarantine Songs. It means a lot to have you guys on here.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. How's what have you guys been up to today leading up to the cast?
I'm an essential worker.
Okay, you don't have to brag.
No, I'm not bragging because I'd rather be home. But
we practiced a bit. I played a lot of Animal Crossing. So I've been working too. That's about it.
We're working on your Animal Crossing.
Pardon?
Working on your Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
KK Slider visited already, so she's pretty ahead of the game.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. I'll let you guys take it away with some music, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in, and after a couple songs we're going to jump in here and have a little chat with you guys.
Awesome. Cool.
What should we start with?
Let's start with bad things.
Cool.
Yeah. Terrified as we're going through these songs into the ground, so much deeper down than you could ever think of. Where it's cold, but no one else can feel the chill that you feel inside. And you know this one isn't letting go. And you know this one isn't letting go. If I hold your hands, will you hold my heart? Can you fix my head? We can forget about the bad things. We can forget about the bad things. Two girls behind you wrote who you are, but you don't say it fast enough before you go. Back horses behind again, you're falling through the cracks again, and I can't get out. And you know this one isn't letting go. And you know this one isn't letting go. If I hold your hands, will you hold my heart? Can you fix my head? We can forget about the bad things. We can forget about the bad things. If I hold your hands, will you hold my heart? Can you fix my head? We can forget about the bad things. We can forget about the bad things. If I hold your hands, will you hold my heart? Can you fix my head? If I hold your hands, will you hold my heart? Can you fix my head? We can forget about the bad things. We can forget about the bad things. If I hold your hands, will you hold my heart? Can you fix my head? We can forget about the bad things. We can forget about the bad things. love that one.
Hiccup's our cat. So, yeah.
I think I love that one as much as your cat does.
You can't reference our pets without introducing them.
Sorry. Okay. This next one's called Road to Nowhere.
It's off our debut album from 2017. So it's a bit of a TB. That's what the kids say, right? Throw back.
Hashtag TB.
Oh, number 7.
Take me down this road to nowhere, and you can watch me, and you can watch me. Take me down this road to nowhere, but just slow. 'Cause my mind's and I take this walk with 1 foot forward and 2 hands overhead, to let you know I'm fine, to let leave your baggage low so you can breathe without suffocating me, suffocating me. Steady like a hero, slow and steady, take me nearer, slow and steady, move me forward. Slow and steady like a hero, slow and steady, take me nearer, slow and steady, move me forward.
Yeah.
This next one's called Picture Frame.
If you can't tell, Holly's really awkward.
This next one's called Picture Frame.
There you go, with confidence. And doing a lot of
Being alone.
so exposing ourselves to the elements of the computer is I guess a bit daunting since we haven't really seen many people
Even though
recently.
we're just looking at ourselves.
Okay, but
Okay, this one's called Picture Frame.
ready?
Yep. Picture frames, exposed Saturdays and fluttering thoughts, late night on your side, late night talks about the mind and how it is different. Tiptoe, you see flawless faces faced with ways that occupy outright ignorance. Turn the blind eye, reach your innocence, and not that innocent. Reach your innocence, and not that innocence. Time is shaping my love. It's overtaking me. It's overtaking me. Time is filling me with doubt. It's overtaking me. Taking faceless names and a clock without a second hand. Home well raised by a family of four. I could almost be adored. Crying hard together, make a machine. Seeing it over and over and over again. Time is shaping my love. It's overtaking me. It's overtaking me. Time is filling me with doubt. It's overtaking me. Time is taking my love. It's overtaking me. It's overtaking me. Time is filling me with doubt. It's overtaking me.
Nice, guys. Amazing. Sorry, I should have kept doing that in between. I forgot how awkward it gets if there's no noise in between your songs.
It's
sometimes.
alright.
We're awkward with people or without people, so.
Yeah. I don't know if
Nice.
you noticed our dog just kind of.
No, I don't think she was in there.
Thought I saw her snoot.
No, maybe.
Oh.
That's why I was laughing. At
Oh.
the beginning. She was
Yeah.
just waiting for attention. Anyway.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's sleeping now. Maybe she'll come back.
Camera shy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys just recently dropped a brand new album, Dear Friend Part 1.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that new album? And if anybody is listening here and hasn't checked it out, you should definitely go listen to it.
Well, I think the first thing is that it cracked when we dropped it.
What?
It was a stupid joke. I'm sorry. Get it? Because we dropped it. Okay. I'm sorry. That was a dad joke.
I get you now.
It's not funny. You have to explain it.
If anyone was gonna check it out now, they're not. So we released it on April 10th. I don't know what date it is now. I think a week ago. I think.
Yeah, that must be exactly a week ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it has 4 songs on it. We released 2 as singles, and 2 other ones. And
Yeah. So when we actually wrote the EP, we actually wrote an album. And prior to everything, we just decided that we were going to split it into 2 EPs just because we thought certain songs fit together with others a bit better. Because in general, when we write, we just kind of write songs, and some songs are grouped together with a certain time period when we're writing, and others are different time slots, so that makes them a bit different. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we focus on mental health, and the EP's got a lot of ups and downs in terms of what, for example, one song's called Anxiety, and that kind of goes through what a panic attack is all about. And then there's other hopeful songs like the first 2 singles, like This Rough Patch and Bad Things. And yeah.
yeah.
Right on. Yeah, the subject of mental health seems to be more important than ever. You know, this is a very hard time for everybody, so that's yeah, very impactful time for this album to be coming out. Do you guys have any messages? I know you got a lot in your songs, but just anything for any of our viewers who are maybe going through a hard time, any message you'd want to send them?
I think one of the cliches is like if you're going through something, keep going. But I've had to hold on to that a lot, and it is reassuring when you hear what someone's been through and they come through the other side. And especially if their mental health has been affected by the quarantine and things like that. Like everyone gets it, and if you reached out to, I would say almost anyone, they would lend a helping hand and be there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great advice, and that's so true. Anybody, everybody needs to be here for each other, and I feel like as a world, for the first time, we kind of actually are all here for each other. And if anybody
Yeah.
did get a message, they're not going to ignore that. So that's yeah, that is one plus out of this, that at least we're kind of coming together more so as humans.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
And the
Cool, we've got
environment's healing slowly.
Yeah, that's a positive, right? I mean,
It's a huge, unfortunate positive, but you know,
every coin's got 2 sides, right?
yeah.
yeah, it is yeah, the fact that the environment is doing better and animals are coming back, and the smog's going away and you can see things that you haven't been able to see ever is yeah, there definitely is some bright sides out of all this terrible stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
We got some comments coming up here too. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer says, "Love you, peeps. Can't wait to see you when this is over."
Oh. Yeah, I mean, time's ticking, right? I'm getting itchy to get out of here too, so
Yeah.
hopefully it's not long.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
Paul.
and Paula's saying hi. Hey, Paula. Hope you're doing well. Connor got a laughing at your joke, so it didn't go unlaughed at.
Yeah.
One heart. It could have been a pity heart.
Whatever,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Paula's saying hi from all the way down in Mexico.
Jealous.
Jealous.
It's snowing here.
I've seen she's been doing some pretty incredible work down there, which is pretty
Yeah,
inspiring.
she has. I keep track on her Facebook of all the volunteer stuff she does.
Yeah, it's yeah, she's a very inspiring woman.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Eva says she's watching this, and that's a bright side. Thank you, Eva.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. That was so sweet.
Oh man, that's a lot of nice comments all at once. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Maybe we'll just leave it at that and just.
yeah. And that's without our cats. Wow.
I'll ask you guys one more question, and then if you guys want to jump back into some music, and everybody can fill up the comments with some more love for you guys while you're playing that. But I'm curious about you guys meeting each other, because apparently, Holly, after you got off a plane, you guys met about less than 12 hours later, and now you're here all this time later working on all this stuff. I also read that somebody suggested you guys write together, but you guys thought that was kind of a joke because your guys' styles were so different. How did this end up coming together so perfectly?
Um, I'll tell a shortened story because it's a long one. I grew up in Indonesia. So when it became time for the end of high school, I had to choose what I'm gonna do and what university I'm gonna go to and where I'm gonna do that. And I was originally gonna study environmental science in the UK. That fell through just because of friendships and things falling apart, as things do in high school. And I had a friend in Mississauga, and he was one of my closest friends at the time. And I said, I'm gonna go study music in Canada. There wasn't much thought put into that. And so I landed, I would say 10 p.m. on August 21st. And then maybe 9 a.m. the next day, this friend, he took me out for coffee and brought Matt. Then we met, and we saw each other every day since. But we had way different tastes in music, and we just bickered and bumped heads all the time, but we didn't really want to try anything else, so we just made it work.
Nice. Awesome. Well, oh yeah, Jennifer's saying Canada is lucky for real. I'd
Definitely.
say it is.
Thank you.
I would say that too.
I feel lucky to be here.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll let you guys play some more music.
Cool. Why don't we do a new one?
What new one?
Like we have a new EP.
Let's do Anxiety.
Cool.
This song is very not acoustic on the EP. So if you want to check that out, it's obviously acoustic version of it, but this song's called Anxiety. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Inside your head again. Quiet down and breathe in. There's no control over your feelings. I can't get it out. Tug yourself this deep hole. It's caving in. Hold your breath and let it go. A darkened space and it will be okay. I'm losing hope. Anxiety is taking a hold of me. Anxiety is taking a hold of Feel the hands around your throat. Closing in, this will not be easy. Blood shaking, temperature is rising. About to explode. Mind is going wandering. Darkest thoughts, everybody watching. Inside my head, run away quickly. I'm letting go. Anxiety is taking a hold of me. Short breath, tight chest, losing feeling. Anxiety is taking a hold of me. Short breath, tight chest, losing feeling. You'll be alright. You'll be I'm not alright. Anxiety is taking a hold of
the next.
takes me on edge a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Even when I listen to it in the car. When we first recorded it.
Sure did.
Usually that's a song that has a lot more nears. That's my that's all my pedals. That's the sound of all my pedals.
Oh, I can't hear you.
There we go. I was just asking which effect that is. The wee wee.
Oh, to be honest with you, it's not. It's just my own. I've created. It's my.
Nice.
No, it's actually technically it's my JHS Calhoun. Go check it out because that's an awesome pedal for any guitar geeks out there.
Nice. I wanted to jump in and ask you guys, because this, especially this last record, it's very, thought out and emotional music.
Yeah.
When you guys are singing this now, do you feel as emotionally connected to these songs as you were writing them? Was it a lot more emotional when you were writing them and less so now, or even more so now? Or what's your state with that?
For me, the back half of the EP, Anxiety and Dark Glow, just singing Anxiety then, I think that was the first time we've done it live ever. And even when we practice it, we wrote it to be an anxious song, and even when we play it, like I don't get terribly anxious, but I feel that. And whenever we write new music and play it for the first, I don't know, I'd say year at least, it really takes me back to what it's about and what I was writing it about. Even songs like Tidal Wave from our first album in 2017, I get lost in that song every time I sing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We come from different points because in general Holly writes the lyrics and I kind of just had all the flowers around it with the guitar and all that. So I think we come from it from different emotional standpoints. She'll play a song and I really listen to more of her vocal melody and the chord she's playing, and that evokes an emotion in me. And I think that Tidal Wave is a perfect example because to this day I still feel like just the same feelings from when I first wrote it, like from when we first wrote it to now. Yeah, it's always a surprise though for me because I never really listened to the lyrics, and then like 6 months later, I'm listening to our songs, like demos or whatever, and I'm thinking, wow, that was dark. like whoa. Like, to be honest, I was just writing something fun, but I guess I screwed up. Wow.
That's funny. Cool. That's I like those answers. Cool. I'll let you guys get back into this, and yeah, and then we've got some fan questions here. Oh, and Eva's saying she was gonna request Tidal Wave.
Oh, sweet.
Play that little later on. Save that one.
Nice. Cool. Take it away. I'll leave you be here.
Awesome. But carrying on with the water theme of Tidal Wave, this one's called Drown Me. Another happy one. There once was a girl who fell for another one, called them her lover, cause she sure as hell loved it when they spoke about the future that life they'd have together in the woods, big tall trees, like nothing else could matter. No one would say this isn't right, you're not okay. Maybe she wouldn't worry what her mother had to say. The family weren't religious, but sin was the sin in their eyes. Jesus Christ, go ahead and drown me in the holiest of waters, light a candle, set me off, and drown me in the holiest of waters, light your candles, and hold your breath to reach the top. Pray to God from within, scrape your knees, let them bleed out down across your feet and to drown me. Police borders like you can't set me off. Drown me. Police borders like you can't move. Direct to your mental. Like you can't set me off, set this off and drown me in the holiest of waters. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, like you can't. Thank you.
Nice.
Sweet, thanks.
Do you guys got another one here? Or do you want to jump into some questions?
You're the boss.
Yeah, we're good either way.
Cool. I'll just jump in with one. Here's a good one from Eva, and I'll give it back to you there. She says, "You have a history of environmental activism and your support for ocean and water causes. Can you speak about that? Your interest and how it started?"
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No.
I think that's from my side of things. When I was maybe 4, I learned who Steve Owen was, and if you don't know who he is, apparently he's huge in Canada.
A crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody in Canada who doesn't know Steve Irwin.
I'm Australian, so I found out who he was, and I started watching his shows on Animal Planet and things, and I just completely fell in love with what he does and what he's about. And ever since then, I wanted to do something with conservation in the environment. And as I got older, I started learning about different aspects of it all. And I think the first time I learned about the ocean issues and things like that was watching the show Whale Wars with an organization called Sea Shepherd. They're amazing, and they fight to end whaling. And then I watched another movie called The Cove about the dolphin trade in Japan, and you can't watch that without being like hit in some way. It's you wouldn't believe it's real what you watch, and just since then, the bands I listen to, I completely look up to. Like if Paramore told me to do something, I would go and do it in a heartbeat. And just seeing that power that music can have on people, I just always wanted to try and use whatever voice I have to put forward great organizations like Rico Barry's one and Sea Shepherd and just things like that, and spread the word a bit to try and save the planet.
That's incredible. Yeah, you guys were planning on having this next album out. It was all supposed to be on like compostable cards as opposed to CDs, right?
Yeah, we were gonna put it out part 1, this part on seed embedded download card. So you get your card, get the album, and then you can have a flower with it. But no one's buying anything physical right now, so that's
on hold.
That'll
for a
be in the
little bit.
future. Yeah.
Right. Maybe for part 2.
Hopefully.
Yeah, there's lots of plans for part 2 that we're really excited to unveil. We've been sitting on this whole thing for what, a year or 2?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. So yeah, no, we're super excited, and we always follow the I guess idealism of trying to make it as eco-friendly as possible, least waste, and I think that's one kind of guarantee you're going to get from us is that we're always going to do whatever we can within our power to make sure that we meet those goals. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's super cool. For any other bands that are maybe interested in doing this once this is all over, how is that gonna work? I don't think I've heard of another artist doing this. So how can other artists get involved with stuff like that?
You just gotta look. I mean, sometimes I think it's as simple as that. If you start to get the initiative to just kind of think, okay, I'm gonna print T-shirts. Fine. Well, how can I make that a bit better? I can pick up the T-shirts instead of getting them delivered and take the bus to grab them. Or, oh, I can get T-shirts made of recycled cotton or bamboo. Or, I think when you just kind of start to think about the idea of having something eco-friendly, you'd be amazed at what you'd find online. And luckily, some bigger bands are starting to get in on it.
Yeah, and the bigger it gets as a movement, thanks to the bigger bands like the 1975 and things, the more products that are out there and the more accessible it's becoming.
Yeah, it'll be a lot more in the foreground, and like we'd never want to brand ourselves as an eco-friendly band because you shouldn't. It's not something that we use as a ploy in terms of we're not using it as a marketing scheme. Like we want everybody to be the eco-friendly band, not just
Right.
us.
It shouldn't be something that people are bragging about. It's something we
Yeah.
should be doing. That's a beautiful
Exactly.
way to look at it.
I mean, the 1975, we are amazed at how they've done this. We were thinking of ways to do this, but they've actually pulled the trigger on it. I believe it was a show at the O2
UK.
in the UK, all run on vegetable oil.
Wow.
The whole rig, their whole stage rig was run on vegetable oil. So like I was just amazed when I read that. Jealous that I wasn't first. But, but no, we were so thrilled with that. Like that's the exact initiative that big bands are starting to realize, and that's what we want to do and help bring to the foreground as well. So yeah, stop printing shirts on cotton and get bamboo at the very least.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's all the questions we got for now. Toronto Creative says you guys sound great.
Sweet, thank you.
I'll let you guys keep going there.
Sounds good. Do you wanna slow it down?
Sure. The Dark Glow, which is the
Last song on the EP. This is actually the tuning song. I'll do the
Now
same
we'll
actually.
do. Oh, you'll do
I'll actually jump in here while you're doing the tuning. I've forgot to mention here, but I'm gonna put it in the comments. If we're doing donations during all of these live streaming with all of the money going directly to the artists. If anybody does want to send any tips or any donations, you can do that at quarantinesongs.com, and I'll have that right in the comments.
That's awesome. That's a bonus and a half, at the very least. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Ready?
Let's do it. This one's called Dark Glow.
As she lies on the ground, hoping for better days, rain falls, and her mind's like a hurricane, begging her to find a way out. Whispering softly, pulling the gun from her hair, saying, "Dear, I'm not better off dead." Pulling the gun from her head, saying, "Dear, I'm not better off dead." dark room. I wake up with fright, trying to hold my breath and lay my head low. See these trembling hands were never any good if they shake. I hesitate, loud noises count to 10. Breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again. Oh. Breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again.
And her mind's like a hurricane.
Breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again.
And her mind's like a hurricane.
Breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again, breathe in and out again. Okay, that one was called Dark Glow of Different Part 1. You want to keep it slow?
What's the next slow one?
We can do Safe House.
You can definitely keep it slow and do Safe House.
Our cat's standing like a human. Whew. It's the little things. It's the little things. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, so this one's called Safe House. It's off our debut album, which is obviously everywhere as well. 2017, I think that album was, right?
Yep.
3 years.
May 26th, 2017.
3 years. Yeah, and it's the I guess it's known as the slow one on that.
This one's called Safe House.
Yeah, hope you like it.
You know those days you fall apart when you're stuck between a happy place and a broken heart. You know the feeling of being misunderstood when they tell you you're not alone. And why do I feel so alone? It's all my fault, you see. It's all my fault that I'm stuck in this misery. It's all my fault, and I'm sorry I let you down. Tonight I'll dance alone. I try to see a brighter side to things, but when there's a blackout, silent sirens ring. The word gets around if fire's breaking out. I won't leave my safe house. It's all my fault, you see. It's all my fault that I'm stuck in this misery. It's all my fault, and I'm sorry I let you down. So tonight I'll dance alone. Ooh. It's all my fault, you see. It's all my fault that I'm stuck in this misery. It's all my fault, and I'm sorry I let you down. So tonight I'll dance alone. And tonight I'll dance alone.
Thank you. We got 2 more left in the arsenal. So why don't we?
We have one more left.
No, we got 2 more.
We
He's
have
gonna
2
play
more
rough
left.
patch.
Yes.
So why don't we? Should we do Tidal Wave?
Yeah, we'll do tidal wave.
Why don't we do it? I might do another quick tune.
Me too.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are wondering why we're tuning so much, we have a bearded dragon who's been relocated up here with us in our room. He's super cute. His name is Toothless. And
Shout out to Toothless.
shout out to Toothless.
We're watching.
He's watching with his eyes closed.
No.
But bearded dragons need heat light, and right now this room is really, really hot, which has kind of started to warp the guitars a bit due to the heat, and we haven't been taking very good care of our guitars. So what happens is the wood starts to warp a little bit, which affects how often it stays in tune.
That was a boring story.
Well, you know what? If somebody was super into guitar or wanted to be, well, now they know.
Now they'll trash us for not taking care of our
No. This segment's called Fun with Matt. It's like Fun with Flags from The Big Bang Theory, except with...
I'm also super curious about the bearded dragon now.
Yeah, see?
We can say hi to him after this one. He's
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring him out. He's the closing feature.
This one's called Tidal Wave.
Got it.
Lost it all. Now I'm getting back on my feet. You're running beside me now. We're running. It took a while. Countless nights and bad dreams. A restless hours of noise. Lie awake and pray for the best. To escape from the rest and get away. To escape from the rest and get away. 'Cause you can see me. Now it's high tide and I'm swimming. All the seagulls there watching me go. You know it, oh, you know all the things to say to me without thinking. All the thoughts I worked so hard to keep afloat, and the anchor's getting close. Then the waves crashing overhead, inside out my clothes are wet. Waves crashing overhead, upside down my mind is drenched in waves crashing overhead. Waves crashing overhead. These waves they crash inside my head. You can see me. Now it's high tide and I'm swimming. The seagulls there watching me go on. Bright lights still keep flashing. Hang around, rock singing. All the seagulls there watching me come home. He liked it.
Oh, he opened his eyes. Sick.
We have one song left. Should we go straight into that?
You know what? Why don't I jump back in here before you guys get
Sure.
to the finale there? And just for you there, Eva says bearded dragon. That is not a boring story.
Ooh, get right. That's what happens when you're a bully.
I wasn't a bully.
Yeah, you were.
You were
You
talking.
said I was dumb.
You were talking about humidity for your guitar.
Yeah, that's a serious story. That's a serious epidemic. That was a
Pause.
poor choice of words. Poor choice of words. I meant that it's like a very common problem.
Tasteless.
That was.
You're a bully. Now.
Anyway, thanks. I'll see you later.
Woo.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll if anybody's got any questions, this is we're pretty much wrapping this up here, so feel free to send them here.
Oh,
But
speak
my
up, too.
question for you from myself is it's Friday night now. What are you guys up to with your weekend? And at this point, are weekends different than weekdays?
Since we're gonna bring our little friend out.
Oh
Our
yeah,
third-
I guess for you, you're still working.
Yeah, so I mean,
think
like,
it's for you.
it just means I don't have to work. But the days are a bit of a blur. I think the biggest thing is because we live together. I don't know, when I'm at work, I just miss having Holly around. Just even though all we probably do is watch Netflix every day when I get home from work, I just miss having her company around. She's my best friend, so it's nice to have that. And on the weekend, I get like double that time. So, so that makes me pretty happy and makes her super awkward.
Yeah.
That's a more heartwarming answer than I was expecting about the
Yeah,
weekend.
me too. Yeah. All right.
All right.
My weekends are the exact same as my weekdays, except Matt's home. So I get to cook less on the weekend because he does it. So.
There you go.
I'll be the dragon.
Go closer. To the thing.
What's the bearded dragon's name?
Toothless. Oh, that was a mic. I'm so sorry for everyone. I probably. Oh no! Where are you going? Oh no! You can stay there. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So
Yeah, Eva says celebrities are just like us.
Yeah, Toothless.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do a proper intro. Toothless is our bearded dragon, and his name is Toothless after the movie How to Train Your Dragon, because our cat's name is Hiccup. So
Nice.
yeah, that was.
If you get another pet, are you going to continue this theme?
Well, we have a dog who doesn't carry that theme, but I don't know if now we'll just be leaving her out.
I love the name Astrid, so like I'm just waiting to use it.
Nice.
This is Astrid.
And this is a perfect segue. We're talking about names, and Eva was also wondering. I've always been afraid to ask about the spelling of forest. Is there a story?
Yes. So when we were bickering and arguing about that we can't write music together, we were figuring out a band name. We went through so many terrible band names. Don't know how we settled on this if the other ones are terrible. Anyway, and my last name's Forrest, so we put that out there. And then the XV, if you just search Forrest regular spelling, you get trees or people or Forrest
Right.
Gump. Nothing wrong with that, but if you're looking for our music, it's a problem. So we met in 2015, and so XV in Roman numerals is 15. So we replaced the vowels with that, like lots of bands do nowadays, and then it's Forest.
Nice.
Like in 2015, churches and always it was cool.
Yeah,
now we're
for it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's funny. No, I love that. I would have never guessed the X and the 5 were significant to something. I assumed it was just like churches you were throwing something in there, but there's a little bit more meaning in that. That's a good backstory.
Whew.
Thank God. We should leave with that.
Yeah.
the amount of people that have hated our name,
Hate it.
like, yeah, that's a strong word too. Like, people have literally like I remember when we first started, and I remember at a merch table, I was sitting and no one knew I was in the band, but I was sitting by the merch table and someone goes, "Music was all right, but God, that name is horrible." And I just sat there and I was just like, "Yeah, you know it's gross, right?" Like,
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny how band names age sometimes.
Yeah.
It's always so hard coming up with it in the first place that when you get something you kind of stick with it, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's
the good outweighs the bad. Most people aren't assholes, so it's all right.
yeah.
I think it's an excellent name. I'm sure there's as many, if not more, that love your name than don't like your name.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty memorable to say the least.
Yeah. What once you figure out how to spell it.
Yeah.
Is it-
True. Like it's one of those things that you have to have seen once.
yeah.
But once you've seen it.
Yeah, seriously. The amount of times we've got. Are you guys
FXRRVST.
that weird band name? Yeah, that's us. You never know. It's not like it's always us. It's never not us. So
Oh,
Awesome. Okay, well, yeah. Why don't you play us one more song, and I'll jump out of here, and we'll wrap this up because we're coming up to our hour mark here, and this is this has been excellent. Really, kind of sad to hear the music's ending, but glad to hear this last song.
well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure.
this hour has just blown by.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Time flies when you're having.
Yeah, time flies.
Well, that's not, what is it meant to be? 6? 7?
So this is the second our second single. It's a music video. If you look us up with a bunch of dogs in it. Oh, it's not. Sorry, this is this is the dog. The kid's playing dog as well. If that intrigues you at all, this one is the same. Kids playing dog as well. Go check it out on YouTube and all that jazz.
You know, it seems like we're losing you guys here.
Oh no.
Mm.
Uh-oh. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, are we up? Are we?
Oh, actually, now that you stopped for a second, it seems like it's back going.
Cool,
Okay,
cool.
let's yeah, let's.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's drop that.
Yep.
Don't run away too far. I'm watching sun. Don't run my enemy. Coming too close to shore to fight us otherwise. Won't get you out tonight. We've got our defenses up. Fences are up. Look out your window. Watch the silent window. Watch the curtains fade away. Watch the anger run away. And if we try hard enough, we'll get through this rough patch. And if we try hard enough, we'll get through this rough patch. Glancing out, seeing people fight fire with more fire on top of flames, igniting this discourse again, going wild, step out from your box. Speak brave, speak loud, like you own the place, and so all on your own, stuck in movement. Look out your windows. Watch the silent wind blow. Watch the curtains fade away. Watch the anger run away. And if we try hard enough,
Amazing, guys.
Thank you.
This has been fantastic. It's really crazy to hear the story about you guys not wanting to do music together at the start because your styles were so different. Because everything you do just comes together so beautifully.
Oh,
thank
thank
you
you.
so
Oh, that was so
much.
sweet.
Yeah, thank you.
We're very
That's,
blessed, I guess.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, life works itself out sometimes, eh?
yeah, definitely.
Really, it does. Oh,
Ben says, "Woo, great show."
oh, thanks, Benjamin.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for having us.
I really like the
Yeah.
name Benjamin. Sorry.
Matt.
I just think I've never heard anyone with that name.
It's a good name. I can even pop it back up here for you.
Well,
Seriously, I've actually
What?
never met anyone named Benjamin.
Nice.
you never stop.
Well,
I
to
just
cut
had
him off.
an epiphany. Sorry.
once all this quarantine is over, you, me, and Benjamin should all go out, and we should have a hangout night. then you can officially meet a Benjamin.
I'm definitely down.
That's
It's set.
Sorry,
Done.
I'm weird.
It's all right.
I can see the comments. I just realized that. Yeah, really. I swear. I've never met anyone named Benjamin.
That's funny. Shane says you guys are fantastic. And
Aw,
so is
thank you.
Jesse. Thank you, Shane and Benjamin. Yeah,
And
Shane have got all the love.
Thank you, Benjamin. Okay.
Thanks for tuning in, Shane. Cool. Yeah, so it looks like I've gone through all the questions that we got here. It's funny that you guys played that last one because I always find a little 30-second like outro video. And that's the video that I had ready for you.
Oh, perfect.
Cool.
So yeah, if now everybody can hear the music video edition. What can you tell us about the music video? I realized when I was watching this, I haven't seen a child in a very long time because like
Yeah.
they're not at the grocery stores, there's nowhere. So this was it almost looked weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. With all, especially with people not in school anymore and everything
Yeah.
too, right? So that was we basically, I don't know why we thought of.
Neither do I. It was a long time ago, but we decided to make it like a war theme with little kids versus the bullies. Keep it pretty lighthearted.
It was pretty personal for us because it was actually shot at my high school, Michael Power St. Joseph.
Nice.
Represent. And it's a bunch of friends and family that we've casted. It was just a fun video that we thought would have a pretty lighthearted message towards it, which is just like how the kids beat the bullies in the video. When we seem like we're the underdogs, we somehow always were able to overcome it. Works pretty well now too with Corona, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we'll get through this rough patch.
Nice.
We will. It'll take some time, but we'll all get there together.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so before I play that and exit out of here, do you guys got any last message for anybody listening or anything you want to shout out?
Thank you so much to everyone listening.
Yeah.
It's been amazing, and
thank you, Jesse, for having us.
yeah, thank
of
you
course.
for having us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, honestly,
keep listening.
Keep up to date with our social media. Holly is always awkward.
Yeah.
Keep up to date with us. We post. We attempt to post what's not boring in our life, mainly our pets.
Yeah.
So if you want to see animal videos and us being
weird
as we normally are, and want to hear some new music, just keep up to date.
You're good to go.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys one last time, and thank you to everybody for tuning in. This has been excellent. We got lots of shows coming up. Tomorrow is still a maybe, but every other day up until about the 26th is booked. So if anybody wants to go to quarantinesongs.com, you can see all the artists that are coming up. And definitely check out Forrest. Thank you guys one last time for being on here. I'm gonna play this music video and we're out.
Awesome.
Bye.
Cool. Have a great day, guys.
People fight.